Once there lived a master with his disciples in a hermitage. One of the disciples went to the village daily to ask for alms. He walked by the river every day. One day, when the disciple was about to ask for alms in the village, he saw a village boy hiding behind a tree, watching something strange. The disciple went to him and asked, "Friend, what do you see?" The boy looked back and whispered, "Be quiet! Can't you see I'm watching those beautiful girls?" The disciple also looked in the same direction and saw that some girls were bathing in the river. He said, "Oh, that's not right. You shouldn't be watching them like that." The village boy replied, "Don't you see how beautiful those girls are? I'm an admirer of beauty. Look at their beauty. They are captivating. See with my eyes." Listening to this, the disciple began to follow the girls again. As soon as thoughts of lust appeared in his mind, he also hid behind a tree. As he hid and looked at the girls, he began to shake inside for a moment, asking himself, "What am I doing? Is it me? This is not right. I should get out of here." He left quickly and reached the monastery. After he got there, he was busy with his work, but what he had just seen flashed before his eyes again and again. The same scene played out in his mind, and his mind was tempted to see the same scene again. I didn't want to do any work. The next day he left a little early out of curiosity to see the girls again. He went to the riverbank again and started watching the girls with the village boy. It has now become his daily routine. He left the monastery, came to the bank of the river, hid behind a tree and continued to watch the girls. Now his mind was no longer occupied with any monastic work and meditation. Instead, he was always preoccupied with thoughts of girls. Seeing him lost in thought, the master knew something was wrong. One day the master called the disciple and said, "Today I will go with you to ask for alms." When the disciple heard this, he was frightened and said, "No, master, please don't bother. I will go alone and beg for weapons from the village." When the disciple saw this, he went to beg for alms. As soon as the disciple left, the master began to follow him to find out about the matter. After some time, the disciple reached the bank of the river. There he hid behind a tree where the village boy was already. Then they both started looking at the girls. When the master saw this, he was shocked. The master stood behind his disciple and asked loudly, "Have you come to beg from these girls?" The disciple turned and was shocked to see his master. He began to shake with fear. When the village boy saw this, he ran away. The disciple begged his master, "Please forgive me. That boy seduced me and I got involved in this mess. I assure you it won't happen again." The master calmly replied, "Remember, my child, the company you keep affects you. Surround yourself with good and you will become good. But if you surround yourself with bad, then you will become bad. Therefore, always keep good company." Now let us return to our sanctuary. They both returned to the hermitage. The student distanced himself from the village boy, but slowly grew angry and frustrated. He started lashing out at fellow students and was unable to concentrate on his meditation. One evening, the master sensed his confusion and asked him what was going on. Disciple cried and said, "Master, ever since that incident by the river, dirty thoughts about women keep coming to my mind. The more I try to stop them, the stronger they become. I am completely lost. What should I do? Please tell me." The master took him to the garden and said, "Think of your mind as a garden and your thoughts as seeds. If you plant the seeds of poisonous plants and nourish them by watering them daily, then your garden will soon be full of these poisonous plants. However, if you decide to stop planting the seeds of poisonous plants and you start planting and growing beautiful flowers, eventually the poisonous plants will wither away. Slowly your garden will be filled with bright and beautiful flowers." Likewise, the thoughts and images that we constantly nurture and focus on grow and dominate our minds. Like if we choose to shift our attention and nurture positive and beneficial thoughts, the negative or dirty ones will begin to disappear. The disciple asked, "But master, during meditation my mind is flooded with dirty thoughts. How can I prevent this?" Master replied with a gentle smile, "Don't resist those thoughts. The more you try to resist them, the stronger they will become. By trying to suppress them, you will unconsciously become attached to them. Being too attached to these thoughts will make their impact on you even stronger, Let the thoughts come and go. Watch them without judgment. Think of it as watching a movie. If you are emotionally attached to the story, you react to every twist, as if they were mere projections on a screen. Stay aware and present and you will soon find peace. The disciple took his master's advice to heart and began to apply it in his daily life. He made a conscious effort to avoid explicit content, and over time his intrusive sexual thoughts began to disappear. During meditation, he stopped resisting his inner thoughts and let them flow naturally. Thanks to this, he found peace of mind and a life filled with happiness and balance. In our lives, many people, especially young people, sometimes struggle with unwanted sexual thoughts. These thoughts can bother us even when we are trying to meditate. It is important to understand that these thoughts are not random. They often come from things we've already seen or thought about. However, having sexual feelings is natural, but obsessing over them is not healthy. If you are constantly thinking about sex, it is because you have allowed these thoughts to grow in your mind. Some people watch explicit content on the internet and then feel like they can't control their thoughts. The solution is to stop exposing your mind to such content. And don't panic if these thoughts appear during meditation or in everyday life. Like when we clean our house, all the garbage comes out. Similarly, when we meditate, all the garbage of the mind starts coming out. Meditation can really help clear our minds. The key is to observe these thoughts without attachment, just like watching a movie without emotion. Over time, your mind will become calmer and you will find joy in meditation. So avoid planting these seeds in your mind and practice meditation to clear your thoughts, slowly but surely. If you like the story and want more wisdom and insights about life, thoughts, and finding peace, why not subscribe? Join us on this journey and we'll send you more stories and thoughts straight to your inbox. Just hit the subscribe button and let's explore this adventure together. Wishing you peaceful days ahead.